Hello everyone. We have with us today a leading violin artist who needs no introduction. He's the son of the violin legend Sri VVS Subramaniam. Welcome Murari to our show.
Thank you.
Murari needs, as I said, no introduction. He's been in the concert circuit from ever since he was born. And of course, he has a great lineage behind him. He's the son of the legend Sri VVS Subramaniam, and has also learned music from his grandfather Sri Margazhi Veeraraghavarayan. Murari, we both go a long way.
And also Shamuri.
Exactly. His father has learned music from Shamuri Srinivas.
I learned.
You also learned, okay. So Murari, I've known you for many years now. We go back a long way, and I've seen you perform as a child in our school annual functions. I've seen you. I mean, any Carnatic, festival, any Carnatic function, you would be the first one to be on stage and perform. And you've been a student. You've been in the music arena for many years now, and you've lived in Chennai all your life. You've been a student, an artist, performing artist now. So, in your view, how has the Carnatic landscape changed over the years, from when you were a child to what it is now?
There is a sea of change, that much I can tell. There's a lot of positives, there's a lot of reach to this classical art form with the help of the communication technology. So, like how people are seeing us now. But when I was growing up, there were not this much of concerts. There were lesser number of artists. The quality was very high. I'm not saying there is no quality, but we always look upon the artists who we have heard when we were as a child, or we have not seen, though we have heard them through the tapes or the schools or MPs or whatever. We grew up to their music. We have seen them perform, some of them, and for me personally, I've had the privilege of sharing a lot of lighter moments with them off the stage, because I used to travel with my father to the concerts. Be on stage sometimes in the concert. That was a great experience. When I look back now, I wish I really had understood what it meant to be on stage and seeing what they were doing. But as a child, I was just playful. I'd wait for the beverage that would be delivered on stage, wait for the bowl spot or Coke or Pepsi, whatever, to drink. So that was fun. But I obviously did focus on what my dad was playing.
How was it learning from your dad? I mean, did you have a sense of fear because he was
There was more fear than I could actually explain. To be a son of such a legend and learn from him is a very difficult task, because there is no sense of a freedom in such, whether you look at him as a father or as a guru. So there's always a conflict of emotions, even now, even today. So do I just see him as my father and can be liberal on what I say or what I act or what I do? So because of the way he is as a musician, the respect is manifold. So it is even now it will be like difficult for me to have a lighter moments, because because these kind of artists, they are eccentric in their own way. Beautiful. It's very beautiful to see them be that way. At the same time, you will have to know what to speak when, and when not to speak. So a lot depends on their thought process on a concert day, particularly. Nobody will go near them and then be like blah blah. So You need to know their moods because it shouldn't affect the performance. Similarly, I have also spent a lot of time with Chamangri Mama. That is, I learned a lot of things that one should, in a concert as well as a person in life.
How has it been, learning from your father to, performing with him? Now, you've been performing a lot of concerts with him lately. So how has the transition been?
So, I would call it, have you played this game, Minesweeper? That's exactly what I do on stage when I'm on stage with him. So you never know where you step and when you're going to go off. So you have to really focus, put yourself into his mind and shoes, which is extremely difficult.
To match up with
playing a duet concert or to accompany him. I started to accompany him and then got myself upgraded to being called as a duet performer alongside my dad, which is a daunting task. It is not, accompaniment itself is a very, very difficult art. To sit on stage and play with somebody is not called accompaniment. That is just being on stage with an XYZ artist. To accompany, it takes a lot. Either you'll be a shadow, or you'll be ahead of them, or you'll be nowhere. So you'll have to know the balance, where to play, where not to play. And to play with such an artist who has accompanied the legends,
many legends.
legends, it is extremely difficult because he has heard that music, he has played with them, he has lived with them. So it is very difficult to match up or to come to their level of expectation. So I would call that is the most difficult thing that I have ever undergone. I'm still undergoing it. We had a national program recording the day before yesterday. So when I look at it, it's the plain sa makes a big difference. So you'll really need to have an eye contact as to what he's going to
playing along.
Yeah, play along or not play along or play in a lower octave or a higher octave. It's a beautiful chemistry. It's a teamwork is one thing, but the chemistry and to understand the eye movements,
So
the body language.
most of your concerts are spontaneous, and there's not a certain level of preparedness that you.
The fortunate or unfortunate thing is that my dad, though he will call about a week before the concert and say, okay, let's put a list. So the list will be set and all the stuff. I'll probably practice that. And when he comes on, he changes the list. So it's something entirely different. So beyond a point, I'll ask him in a very casual and a very human way. So why should I practice to the list that you are doing? Anyway, it's going to change. So let me do my own practice. So let me get warmed up and I'll come out. So off late for I would call for about 5 to 10 years now. It's been the way that if there's a concert on that day. I prepare myself to be on stage with him.
And then
like I go for any other concert. I don't know what he is going to play.
And the rest
very
is
rarely we perform. Even for the All India Radio recording, there was a list, but he changed it. So they are those kind of musicians are have.
They don't really follow a
They
structured format.
don't. They don't.
That's their genius.
Yeah, I mean, their mind works in such a way that they know what to give the best at that moment.
Do you still practice every day, or how do you take lessons from him now? I mean, is it?
I don't get time to practice as much as I would like to. But of course, I give lessons to my students. So in that, when I
you take lessons from your father even now?
Sometimes. So it is not a lesson that I need to sit down and learn a song and stuff. It will be just one line or one statement. Don't use this for this ragam like this.
Okay.
So that will be a big lesson.
Snippets which can really fine tune.
Yeah, there will be just one word of advice. Don't sing like this. Don't use the rishabam like this in this ragam or the rhythm. or do it this way, or try to keep this finger this way. So that will take a lot of time for me to understand, practice, and then put it to use. So that is the kind of lessons every day. Here, there will be some instance where he just like bounce off his ideas, and then I'll have to work on it, and then I will not know when he will test me.
Murari, as
so growing up with that was where we started actually.
Yes,
so we
that's
kind of
right.
like branched out. So growing up to be a son of a legend and learn from him was a daunting task. So in my school days, I was required to practice minimum of 4 hours every day. So before I used to come to school, I used to practice, go back, finish all the other work, practice, and then my homework and all those stuff.
So I think it helped living, just a stone's throw from the school campus.
There was a minus and plus, I couldn't escape. I had to come back to my house right after school. I couldn't escape.
And I think the school also provided a good.
Definitely yes. So I don't think in the school history anybody would have taken so much off like what I have taken.
Very supportive.
Yeah, very, very supportive. So our principal, Margazhi, he never used to ask questions. Where you went, blah, blah, just let her, okay, that's fine. I even missed the APSC exams in my 12th grade. I went to Malaysia. So for special festival.
One of the very few schools that supports fine arts. I remember, the school gave a lot of importance to music and dance.
Yeah, so in my 12th grade, I think I attended only about 100 odd days for the entire year. So that was, not even about 60 days a year. The rest of the time I was traveling. So every day I have to practice. If I did not practice X number of 4 hours, I am not served lunch or dinner. So that was the rule of the house. And in school holidays, minimum of 8 hours. So I used to feel really bad because my friends would be playing out, they'll be going to film, blah blah, they'll be having fun. I would be sitting at home and practicing, crying, of course. But if I hadn't done that,
you wouldn't be
I'm
very
not here.